Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Geeks by Gaslight Podcast, the show you need to listen to for your monthly insight into the many wide worlds of geek culture. I'm your host, Carroll, and I have some fun people today. Two, regulars on the show so far, the producers. First, we have the former host of GPG, Ronny Diaz.
Hello, I am back again. Guess who's back? Back again. JD's back.
Ronnie's back, tell a friend. And another host, and he is a comics blogger, Jré Best.
Well, thank you.
I once again invited you onto the podcast that you started.
Yes, and named. I need to get back on my comic blogging since I went back to school. I have not been able to post.
Take care of that. So there was a bunch of interesting things that happened today. We were going to talk about the Nintendo Direct, but nature had other plans. Hope everyone's okay over there. But instead, pretty recently the demo for Mega Man 11 came out, and Jré, you've been playing a lot of that, right?
Yes, I have. I'm a big Mega Man fan. Specifically Classic Series and X never really got into the other spin-offs. And it's been a drought for the last however long it's been since Mega Man 10 came out. We weren't really expecting the series to come back. That's why we got Mighty Number 9 in the blank spot, and then Mighty Number 9 happened. And Capcom decided, a bunch of the young people in Capcom decided we really want to make a Mega Man game. We don't think we should be limited just because Keiji Inafune's gone. And this is a really big game, for not just because Mega Man's coming back, but because it's kind of the young blood of Capcom. And they're kind of like, this is kind of what we're going to be. These are the people who are going to be making Capcom games for the next decades. Right. And the demo's out, and it's fucking awesome. Really? Actually, it feels so nice. It's probably the best feeling Mega Man's ever been.
Wow, that's high praise.
The controls are really good, but there's the level design. You only get one stage. You get two of your special weapons in one stage to test them out in. And you got Blockman, who's kind of the robot master they've been showing off the most. The level design's just like classic good Mega Man. They each part of the level is the obstacle course dealing with the special problems the stage provides and special enemies. Excuse me. The two weapons you get a weapon from Sparkman, who's also been shown up, or Fused Man, forget what it's called. And that is it's like a beam you can shoot up or down, and when it collides with a wall, there's like a beam that travels across the wall, and that's really fun to use. And then you have like a standard drill weapon that you can kind of just fly across the screen. And the big thing I was curious about was they thought that they were introducing like a new fuse gear system.
Okay.
And that's basically hit one trigger and you go into a mode that increases your power, so you can shoot more. You can shoot more. The bullets do more, and when you charge up your shot, you get instantly 2 shots you fire off. And the other one is a speed mode where basically it's slow-mo. Everything slows down. You could be a little more precise with your platforming. And I've been testing that out, finding different places to use it. The speed gear is definitely more useful. But the power gear is also fun. It's really interesting seeing how it affects your weapons. And they don't mess up the formula, which is really kind of essential. That's what I was most fearful of. The game also just looks fucking awesome.
Did you play Mighty Number 9?
I did not play Mighty Number 9. I intend to at some point, but never actually sat down and played beyond the first level.
Yeah, Ronnie, did you play it?
I've played Mighty Number 9 a bit. I found it pretty fun, but there are obviously problems to it.
Yeah. So no, I'm pretty. I don't think I've really played much Mega Man. Maybe one. I think I played Mega Man 2 once. Those games are really fun. And I'm glad to see such a classic series get revitalized like that. It's good, and I think that needs to happen more across gaming cultures especially in Japan. It feels like a lot of times, when the same team keeps coming back for games over and over and over again, things can sometimes get to be a little stagnant. Obviously they want to stay true to the original vision, so that's why they do that. And it's also a legacy thing. But I think getting some new blood in there and introducing new and different design mechanics that's not just rigid to what the original had is it's good, and Mega Man's no stranger to that. But yeah, I think this will be good to see develop and grow, and hopefully they make more after this. I mean, hopefully this isn't the end.
Yeah. I feel like there's a big possibility that the Mega Man series could just keep going. We could get more of the series that people loved back, like Mega Man X, or maybe even some new ones. Nice.
It'd be great. So SpiderMan for the PlayStation, not Spider-Man the TV show or Spider-Man the movie, Spider-Man the game, and not Spider-Man the old game. It's not Spider-Man the game. It's just Spider-Man. They need to come up with better fucking names for these things. Anyway, Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4 has released today as of this recording. And Ronnie, you've been playing it quite a bit.
Yes, I have. I, in fact, just collected all the backpacks in the game, and I have fixed all the cell towers before the fourth mission. It's really
damn. How many books does Spider-Man really need to carry?
It's not books. It's literally random shit in his backpacks, and there are 55 of them that he has forgotten over 6 years.
That's damn forgetful, Sonny.
Actually, and the only reason...
So that's some strong ass webbing, my guy.
Yeah, that's Ryan pointed it out. Our friend Ryan, he pointed out that his webbing only lasts about 2 hours.
Yeah, or 6 years, give or take.
However, some of them are placed in areas where, you would think over 6 years, someone has probably, should have taken the backpack. There was one that's right next to a trash, a giant trash bin that the garbage men collect from. It's
actually, who would bother to check that? Who actually takes out the trash? When you put the trash in the dumpster, it just disappears.
Yeah,
right?
and some of the shit he has in there is personal items that would reveal his identity.
Yeah, probably best not to leave those lying around.
Well, it's good that Peter's not known for being all that smart.
Oh my god.
Literally, I think one of the last ones I picked up in the backpack collectibles was Peter's teaching assistant badge, which had his name and a picture of him.
Oof. Anyway, so how does the game actually play?
The game plays really well. So I guess I should start off with the actual swing mechanics.
Yes.
I have not played Spider-Man 2, but Ryan has also been playing it, and Ryan says that the swing mechanics are better than Spider-Man 2 for the PS2.
Wow.
The one that everyone loves. I don't get it. I gotta play Spider-Man 2, I guess.
You really do. I don't... Can you be a nerd on the internet without playing Spider-Man 2?
I think so.
I watched Spider-Man 2.
What? Oh, yeah.
The movie.
I forgot Spider-Man 2 was a movie.
You realize that moment that when a tie-in video game for a movie is actually really good, it becomes a gaming landmark for the franchise. But
but the actual swing mechanics, they're physics-based. So, you let go of your web right as you reach the peak of your jump.
Mm-hmm.
You gain more momentum and stuff like that. And when you hit a wall, if you keep holding in that direction, you will just start automatically running up the wall or the side of the wall.
Nice.
And when you reach so say you're running up the side of a wall, when you reach the top, if you press the X button, a good, a good few feet away, if you can see the ledge and you're close, if you press the X button, you'll web zip to it, and if you press it again, you'll leap off of it, giving you enough momentum to go over the building and continue your free running.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fun to do, and I haven't actually used the fast travel in the game because it's really goddamn fun.
Yeah.
Because if you watch a lot of the videos, Insomniac's we made this system so that you don't feel like there's anything in your way. And while there is a bit of a learning curve, swinging is an automatic, you have to, release the trigger and then press it again and, actually swing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to learn the timing for when to press X or how to keep your momentum going. But once you get it down, it's really fucking fun and flowy.
Mm-hmm.
And it also ties into the combat a bit because in the game, there are a bunch of random crimes going on, right? So as you're swinging, you can just come across one, and then while you're in midair, you can press triangle if an enemy is close by, and you can just web zip to them and take them down aerially, and then just start getting into combat.
Okay.
And combat is super fluid because in this game there is kind of a counter button, but it's not really counter, it's your dodge. And Spidey, of course, has a Spidey sense. So as you're fighting someone, the little spider sense lines will appear around Spidey's head, and it's like, oh shit, someone's about to attack me, better dodge. And it doesn't interrupt the combat because as you dodge away, if you press square or if you keep mashing square, you will continue that combo from where you left off, and even then you can still work dodges into your normal combos because it allows you to slide under your opponent and get behind them and just keep fucking wailing.
Yeah, this reminds me a bit of the Arkham games.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Arkham games, but it's a lot more. How would I describe it? I feel like the Arkham games are fluid, but the Arkham games are a lot more fluid, but they're fluid, but they are a bit rigid. They're a bit tougher,
Mm-hmm.
They're fluid, but a bit not.
But a little bit more restricted. Here, it's a lot more open and free flowing because 1 second you could be beating down one guy, and then someone comes swinging at you. You dodge. As you're dodging, you hold the square button to knock him into the air. Start air comboing him. Go into a web swing like a swing kick, which that is an upgrade, but that's one of the first ones you can get. Into a swing kick down a bunch of guys, and just keep fucking wailing on people.
Okay. Yeah.
So how? You said you were on the 4th mission.
Yeah,
right?
I just got done with the 5th-ish. Yeah.
How's the story so far? No spoilers, but is it engaging? Is
the
it fun?
story is very interesting so far because it really does drop you down into Peter Parker's been doing his Spider-Man thing for a while. He's Spider-Man already. There's no build up, but there's no build up to him being Spider-Man. He just is. The first cutscene you see, and this isn't really spoilers because it's literally the first thing you see is him waking up, getting breakfast ready, seeing a bill be slid down his door, and looking at the bill and then the crime alert that is going on his phone, and just him deciding, fuck it, I'm gonna go fight crime.
Yeah.
And it gives you a good sense of personality. You know, he's this guy trying to make his ends meet, but also has to, you know, go save the city. Great power, great responsibility, and all that. And that's another thing I want to bring up. They don't shove Uncle Ben down your throat.
Okay.
Like, they do bring him up at times, but they never, like, so far they haven't really made it a super big thing. Like, oh, your Uncle Ben would have wanted you to do this and that and shit like that. That's not really a thing. In fact, visiting his grave is an achievement. They don't. Yeah, they don't like. There's no bringing up or seeing Uncle Ben so far. There is, hey, if you even know about it, his grave is in Harlem. You have to actively search for his grave, and it took me a good 10 minutes to go find that grave, like to actually find which one it was. And then when you
Peter forgot where his fucking uncle was buried. Lol, Rafflecopter.
It's fucking great. As I said, you know, they're giving Spider-Man a distinct personality. Gary Lowenthal kills it as his voice actor. Actually, there's a lot of that fun Spider-Man, and there's a lot of that serious Spider-Man. It's a really good game so far, and I cannot wait to, you know, finish it and play it because I'm play it more, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm definitely 100%ing this game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
so
fun.
much fantastic shit in there. I would recommend anyone and everyone pick it up.
Okay.
What if you hate Spider-Man?
Then don't.
Unless you want to like Spider-Man.
Right. Then do.
Okay.
If you hate Spider-Man intensely, will this make you like him?
Probably, actually.
Damn, I accept that challenge.
You aggressively hate Spider-Man then?
I do now for the sake of this question.
So speaking of Marvel and like other things Marvel related, we talked a little bit last month about the whole James Gunn drama and his sort of the repercussions of his firing and sort of what that means. But there's been like a sort of a vacuum left over at Marvel Studios, and Marvel has very slyly, for the first time in a while, just slipped Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 off of their release calendar. Now, Kevin Feige has talked a little bit about it, but he hasn't said anything in Kevin Feige style. He's just been very, very vague and elusive about that topic.
Yeah.
So the last time this happened, where a movie was announced and pulled off the schedule, was in Humans. It also happened with Ant-Man, but Ant-Man eventually, of course, came out.
Yeah.
But I don't think this has been done with a sequel yet. Because, I mean, they never even, you know, like, I mean, The Incredible Hulk never got a sequel, but that was just because of rights issues. And they never announced that or talked about it at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is really interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 being pulled from the release calendar?
Well, I think it's really interesting because, like you said, this has never been done with a sequel, and how we generally, we don't know exactly, but how it's assumed the Marvel franchise machine works is that, you know, you make your first movie, kind of gauge how the characters are integrated from that. And once that first movie is done, and we know the reaction, if we know that the audience likes them, then we start planning out. Like Black Panther's there's probably going to be a lot more Black Panther characters going forward. They're probably going to be showing up. Wakanda's going to be referenced more in the next phase.
Yeah.
Same thing kind of happened with Guardians. We started getting way more into the cosmic side of the universe. They started exploring that more. And Guardians has kind of been the only one. Well, it's kind of been the main cosmic Marvel franchise. You know, Thor Ragnarok also was very cosmic.
I touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, and we're getting Captain Marvel soon.
Which is going to be very cosmic, I feel.
Yeah. But Guardians of the Galaxy is still kind of like, it's the center point of that. So it's for it to be delay, not only to lose its director, but be like delayed indefinitely, is very interesting because obviously the Guardians have been are working part of like the Marvel big plan.
Yeah.
You know, their big timeline of events. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was probably a part of whatever new storyline they're building up to now when they wrap up Thanos. Or at least probably is like a part of the start of that. So it's interesting that's going to have to either be moved to another movie because Guardians won't be out at the time, or the storyline might have to be delayed partially or something to that effect. It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, I believe they're still using the same script. So, you know, but like, if they introduce something in like a post-credit scene that was supposed to be introducing Guardians, but then Guardians didn't come out, like, what the hell?
If they're using the same, they can't use the same script forever. Yeah,
eventually things are going to progress, and they'll have to change things. And doing that without James Gunn makes me nervous. But I am excited to see like because that date is not going to go without a movie. That's not how Marvel operates. It was their prime movie for summer movie for that year. So something's got to take that spot. They still have a flag planted on that date. But yeah, I think
release Dark Phoenix.
Oh no, God, no! Release Venom in cinemas again. Exactly, it'll be so much better. And
we don't know really what's in pre-production. I don't even think there hasn't been anything. From all we know, what's in pre-production, is Avengers or in SpiderMan. Yeah. Man, we don't really, and Guardians. Yeah. But if they're doing something in secret, they've been
I mean, Black Panther 2, and there've been also whispers of that Black Widow movie.
Yeah, but nothing that's like about to start filming like Guardians was.
Anyway,
which is kind of the wild.
Lots of different possibilities. And speaking of Black Panther, the Academy is fucked this year. They introduced, I'm sure you're aware of it because it's all over the news. They introduced a new category, or they said they were going to introduce a new category to help broaden the scope of films recognized at the Academy. Basically creating a kids table for the Best Picture category, and they decided to call it Best Popular Film. Best Achievement in Popular Film.
Yeah.
Basically a blockbuster category that I feel like they were making exclusively to put Black Panther in so that they could say that they did it. What they didn't consider was this devalues that sort of genre or type of film immensely by not having allowed to, even be remotely considered for the Best Popular Film category. But also, don't you think it's a bad idea to have Black Panther, this culturally powerful, culturally resonant film, touching on stuff such as colonialism and Black identity, to be put in a category that's literally that they were calling essentially separate but equal? Like, am I the only one that thought that might have been kind of dumb?
No. See, we're equal over here, and they're also equal over there. We just don't need to talk about it. Also, this idea is so bad in so many different ways, because popular film, what is that like? What does that entail? So, like, imagine if they had this like when like Django Unchained came out. Where does Django Unchained go? Film. That was a big popular movie.
Exactly. What about Mad Max? What about Dark Knight?
So it's not the best. So what? Would it just not be eligible for Best Picture? Would it run for both?
It's possible it could run for both, but I think more likely it would be put in Best Popular Film, and then that way they could make, they could make more movies with fucking washed up actors trying to get their careers back on track, sitting and emoting on the screen really well for needlessly long 3 hours because those movies are fucking they take an age. That's a generalization. I'm gonna be honest. I like most of the movies that get nominated for Oscars. I go out of my way to go see them because I really care about that sort of thing and good cinema. But yeah. Yeah, creating this is also, essentially they thought it was going to be a get out of jail free card for not nominating Black Panther and not getting a bunch of shit from it from the community, from the online online community, so that they would avoid the Oscars so white thing they had a couple years ago.
Yeah, and this is also the same thing that happened to the animation, to all animated films.
Yeah, and I still think that's fucking
like decades ago. It is. R.I.P. Beauty and the Beast. Beast not winning Best Picture. That could have changed a lot of things about animation history. But the more categories the Oscar produces for basically the same thing, it's the less prestige the main prize and all those other ones have.
Yeah, it's really devaluing.
There should really, when it comes to rating the quality of a film, there should only be at least one or two.
Yeah.
Two that are like that. But having the best animated feature, the best picture and best popular film, what is that? What do any of these mean at this point?
So what the fuck is the best movie?
Yeah. What's the one that I should watch? Also, this is besides Black Panther, right? It's been a pretty weak year for blockbusters.
Yeah, Infinity War.
Still. I mean, yeah. Black Panther, Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Solo, Jurassic World.
Dude, imagine if
Ready Player
One. Was that this year?
Yeah,
dude, Crazy Rich Asians. Think about it. If I'm allowed to steal a joke, black people.
But is that a blockbuster?
No, here's the thing. Black people got Black Panther, Asian people got Crazy Rich Asians, and then gamers got Ready Player One.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
But there was a Maze Runner sequel this year?
Fuck.
Really? I'm looking through the Tomb Raider this year was not great for blockbusters. This would be such a wide gap for nominees.
Yeah.
Such a bad idea.
And the winner of best,
we're probably going to see something like this next year.
And the winner of best popular film is The Witcher 3 DLC. Anyway. That's it for the news for this month. Now we're going to segue into a very fun segment, very interesting segment. I can feel the volcano erupting from here. Holy shit. I'm here. The heat is real.
Hey, this shit.
Right? Honestly.
Fucking slay us.
Thought summer was
Guthries
over.
Hot Takes is coming up right now. Take a listen. Guthrie, take it away.
All right, it's Guthries Hot Takes. Today is our no sponsor edition. We would love to have sponsors, but nobody wants to give us money. So today I'm going to tell you worldwide top 10 brands, and hopefully one of them will give us money so this list will actually be legit. So at the top, number 10, 10th best brand in the entire goddamn world, True Refrigerators. They keep your shit cold, dude. You ever been to a deli, grab something from a True Refrigerator? It's been not cold? Fuck no. Number 9, RC Cola. Alright, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be real. RC Cola is better than Pepsi, and it's better than Coca-Cola. It's the best damn cola in the world. You can't tell me otherwise. Number 8, Manzella Japanese Peanuts. Okay? We all know them. They're at the corner. You go to your corner liquor store. They're right on the counter. They're the best fucking things, okay? Except for one later on, but I'll get to that. Number 7, California Dream Ice Cream, okay? That stuff is probably just pure sugar and artificial flavors, but it's the best goddamn pure sugar and artificial flavors you'll have in a frozen goddamn form. Number 6 is Moon Pie. Fuck the haters. 5, Logitech. I got a Logitech game controller somewhere around here, and it's the fucking best, okay? It rules. Fuck Razer. Number 4 is the 100 grand candy bar. It's legitimately the best chocolate bar you can ever goddamn buy, okay? 3, it was gonna be Arizona, but I'm gonna be real, Chief. Peace tea is fucking better. Arizona is good, the peach tea is good, but peace tea, razzleberry, good shit. Number 2 is cheer wine. It's probably like one of the only good things from the South, aside from RC Cola. And number 1 is Island Snacks, okay? You always see them, they make the chili mango and the peanuts and all that. And, like, you know, other brands do that, but other brands are run by racists. Island Snacks is for the culture, okay? So they're the top 10 best goddamn brands in the world. I don't care about nothing else, okay? These are the only good brands you can buy from, actually. If you, like, follow Wendy's on Twitter, like, who says that Wendy's isn't racist, but Chick-fil-A is? But we all know, these 10, these are good. These are real. Okay, please give us money.
Oh! Someone call the fire department! This shit's on fire! Ah!
Damn. Ha, fuck. I'm burning.
That's whatever you were talking.
Thank God for melanin.
Lava.
It's good shit.
Legitimately, Guthrie, his hot takes are hotter than the sun. Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving on to recommendations, our favorite segment over here. Dre, what did you bring for this week? Month. Fuck.
All right. So for this month, I brought a fantastic story, a beautifully well woven narrative. It's from the book All My Friends Are Dead.
Oh my gosh.
This is a lovely kid's book about a bunch of characters. It's really an anthology, and it's about all these people and like animals and objects, and how all their friends are dead.
Oh wow. This makes me very sad.
Yeah. You want to know what else is
What?
dead? A lot of people in Xenoblade Chronicles, which is the actual thing I brought. This was the last game
What a
matters
ruse!
that came out on the Wii. Thank you. Master Deception.
Deception plus evasion plus 100.
So, Xenoblade Chronicles the release of this game was actually quite interesting because it almost didn't come out in America. It was there were like 3 big Japanese releases on the Wii in its like final years, and they were not being planned on being localized, even though they were coming out in English-speaking regions with dubs. They were not planning on releasing them in America, and there was a big petition that actually worked. Burton got them all over and brought them over, and this turned out to be the only good one.
Oh wow.
All the others were apparently really bad. So now this would become kind of a cult classic that Xenoblade has become, way more popular than you'd think. I mean, Shulk's even in Smash. Yeah. It's become a very big JRPG franchise. But I've never played it, even though I'm a big fan of JRPGs. And I decided this year I'm going to do it. And I started it, and it's fantastic. So here's the basic pitch. There are these 2 Earth-sized giants that are on another Earth. Not like another Earth from where the story takes place, just like these giants that are sizes of planets are also on a planet and fighting each other. And they fight until eventually they both die. They both get like killing shots. No, the good Titan kills the bad one, and then they both die for some reason.
Rules.
And millennia later, living creatures have started forming inside these Titans, and on the surface of. And there's this race called Homs, which are humans, but they're not. They're Homs. They live on the I believe the leg of the Titan, and they live kind of in like very small communities, these small cities. They fight these things called Mechons, which are robots. nuts. And nobody knows really how to beat these Mechons once they hunt and kill humans. Besides for the big magical sword, the Milano. Oh. No, it's
the Monado.
Monado. It is the Milano is
the Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
They hold the same energy though.
And they do. They really do. And they have a warrior called Dunban, and he is great at using the Monado. And until he is overwhelmed by a bunch of Mechon one day and is definitely injured because the Monado. Fuck! I've been making that joke since I started playing the game, and now it just is. So I'm just gonna call it the Milano. Okay. The Milano also hurts its user if the user is not adept at using it, and eventually he is like crippled in a big fight. Though it seems like it's okay because seemingly the Mechon are defeated, but they're not. Then cut forward, and we have Shulk, the mean man himself.
I have one question about this game before you continue. Is he really feeling it?
You fucking liar.
Is he feeling it?
He's not really feeling
it.
He's not really feeling it at all.
I was promised something better.
So the game starts off like a JRPG. So you get introduced to all of these nice town folks. You get introduced to your best friend Ryan, who is the best.
Is it Ryan time? I think it's Ryan time.
I fucking hate you.
Always Ryan.
You're such a fucking.
It's always Ryan time. Everyone hates me. That's why you gave me your show.
And you get introduced. You also get introduced to your love interest, Reina. And then obviously the Mechon come back and they destroy your city. Yeah. Well, they partially destroy it. Yeah. And they kill Reina. This is not a spoiler, by the way. This is the first hour of the game.
They kill Roman.
And that's kind of where the differences start showing. This starts where Xenoblade starts kind of differentiating itself from the typical JRPG. It's a lot. I wouldn't say darker. I would say it tries to. It's a very conventional JRPG, but it also tries to. It has a very different twist on it. I don't really know how to describe it. It plays with convention a lot. Each party member is kind of I would say a little bit of a subversion of a typical JRPG trope. And while it's very, I would say, conventional, its combat is very innovative. Its structure is very conventional. Its combat is very innovative because it functions on a half real-time, half turn-based system. So you only control Shulk, or you control any party member, but you only control that one at a time, which is very different. And from most RPGs of its like ilk, the combat is all in real time. So if you just wait around for forever, you will lose. If you don't do anything, then you'll lose. And you don't have like a standard attack command. All the attacking is done for you, and you input your special moves like spells and such. And there are different types of spells. Ones that can like knock over your enemy. These ones that are buffs. Ones that are just standards like high damaging attacks. So that's it's a very interesting system. You also because of like the story of the game, the Milano is the only weapon that can do significant damage to Mechon, which is just like an enemy type. Mm-hmm. So you have to when you're fighting Mechon, it's very strategic. You have to choose when and when not to allow your party members to be able to inflict damage on a Mechon, because that's just like a mechanic. You are really the only useful one in those kind of fights. You have to. There's a spell that you have to use to make your party members useful in those situations, which is very interesting. Also, because of the weird circumstances following like the localization of this game, the localization was done by a bunch of English speakers, not like just English speakers, but like Brits, limeys.
Those limey.
Yeah.
So sockets. Is that a
those,
is that a British thing?
No.
Do Brits say that?
No, I don't think it is.
Cock socket.
Is it a cock sock? I mean, I know cock's kind of their thing.
They say cunt. That's their thing.
They say cunt and cock.
I
right?
bet.
No, or do they think Johnson or Willie?
No,
or something?
I think they call him the Tallywhacker.
Tallywhackers?
Exactly.
Tallywhackers.
Exactly.
Milanos, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know how that typically happens when the UK gets their own specific dub, we redub it for America, so they speak in nice American accents. But that did not occur this time. So it's a very British game, and it has a lot to the charm. There is the voice acting is fantastic. Actually, it's weirdly good. I want to see more playing for games.
I mean, it spawned a lot of memes, so there has to be something good about it.
Yes.
No, I mean that is a compliment.
That
means that it struck a chord with people, and that they decided to, make fun of it in I feel like mostly endearing way.
Yeah, the characters do talk a lot during combat, and that's why it's a meme. I have heard I'm really feeling it. You will hear that shit every fight. You will hear rhyme time every fight. And it's honestly the most charming thing in the world, actually. Yeah, I love these kids, even though my roommates have complained about it and say it sounds like a fucking symphony of madness most of the time. But when you're playing the game itself, it's super very fucking endearing. Yeah, I haven't beaten the game. I know there are apparently some twists and turns that I am heading up on soon. I've got most of the main party. Plan on finishing it soon. Oh, one last thing. If you like the music of Kingdom Hearts, this has the same composer.
Ooh.
And it's absolute. Whoa, the music in this game is so much better. I know everyone's heard You Will Know Our Name or something, whatever it's called, but there are so many other, like, just beautifully done tracks in the game. It's really fantastic stuff.
All right, thanks for bringing that in. Ronnie, what do you got for us?
Ronnie, what do you got for us? The name of my sex tape.
Oh, God, no.
No!
Hey, I'm joking. That was
exactly. You don't have sex.
Reference. Oh, fuck you. I tell you a joke about my penis, but you never get it. It was also too long for you anyway. Anyway, so naming your sex tape. Anyway, that joke I made was a reference to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I've been watching a lot with my friend Ryan. It's a really good show. I believe it's produced or written by Andy Samberg. So something like that. But it's a cop show, and it's different from a lot of the other office comedies. Like The Office or Parks and Rec. In that, while yes, in Parks and Rec, Parks and Rec is probably the best comparison to this because they're the most similar. The Office is a bit more has a lot drier humor, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of the characters are more serious. Basically, you have Andy Samberg's character, Jake Peralta, who think of a child who always wanted to be a cop, except grown up and given an income.
Oh no! So basically, the guys who shoot all those black people.
No, he's more responsible than that. someone who's sensible but has like I guess a childlike whimsy for the whole police kind of thing, you know.
Oh, that's
He
cute.
Okay, so I looked up this show and I got the visuals on it for the first time right now. I've been making fun of this show every time somebody brings it up. You guys did not tell me it had Terry Crews.
What?
What's up, Terry Crews in it?
You didn't know that?
I did not. I wouldn't have made fun of it. Terry Crews is a terrifying man. I would not have made
Terry
fun of
Crews
it.
is so
I'm
great in
scared
this
for my
show.
life now.
He plays a character that's also called Terry, right? But he's like, he was this guy who used to be fat and then he got jacked. But he's also like a loving father and shit.
Of course, Terry Crews got jacked.
Well, yeah, he's Terry Crews. That was his backstory in the.
That was a poor taste joke about his struggle with masturbation addiction. I'm sorry.
Wait, did that happen? Oh, that's
Yes.
hilarious.
It is.
Oh. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, there's a really touching interview where he talks about his addiction to masturbation.
That's really
weird.
funny. I have to
Funny.
look that up.
I guess he overcame it. So.
Ah!
Fuck you! This is so.
We love you, Terry.
Next
Crews. If
podcast,
for some
right
reason
after
you're
this.
ever listening to this podcast,
And we know you aren't.
we know you aren't, but in case you are, we love you and you're great. And I'm sorry about that scandal that happened with you. Not scandal, but your lawsuit settlement. I know that wasn't probably what you were looking for. Look, whatever, it happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I
guess you can say he's a real wanker about that type of thing.
Probably not the best for that.
Uh,
That lawsuit.
Fuck this podcast. Why are you guys watching this?
The lawsuit didn't end.
why are you watching this podcast? This audio podcast?
Yeah, the lawsuit didn't. The lawsuit he filed, the grope one, it ended with no criminal charges being pressed. So, yeah.
Why are we talking about this Brooklyn Nine-Nine, man?
Tangent, man. It happened. Anyway, so you have Andy Samberg's character, Jake Peralta. He's a man-child. He is a man-child with his best friend, Boyle, who is also, he's more, what's the word, eccentric? I guess would say he's fucking weird, basically. Boyle is more responsible, but is also like a kiss ass and yes man to Jake, despite the fact Boyle is older. And then you have a character by the name of Detective or Commander Holt or Captain Holt, Captain Holt. And he's actually one of the more interesting characters in the show because he brings a weird sort, not a weird, but like an interesting take that you don't see in many shows. He is a gay black captain. And the show brings it up at times. Like, the show brings up he's gay and like they show his relationship with his husband. But he's not like, the stereotypical camp gay. He is a very serious man. He is very business, stuff like that. And it's a lot of the times you are like made to think, oh, he's just an emotionless robot. And then in one episode, someone sees him like super frustrated. And he's like, why don't you just fuck your husband? And he's like, fuck my husband. Bone my husband. And like he's very caught off guard. And then, when he actually does, he's like, you're fucking right.
So he never fucked his husband?
No, he
before?
has fucked his husband, but in that particular episode, he had been like pent up.
And he's like, oh, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, and you also have Amy Santiago, who is basically like the kiss-ass teacher's pet, really good.
Yeah, I know that character a little bit.
Yeah, she's very fun because she's very much a straight man that also gets a lot. She is a straight man to the rest of the cast normally.
The gay man that you just mentioned.
No, because they're both straight men, despite, you know what I mean. They both play the straight man to the cast, but she is still wacky in the sense that, like, she's a kiss ass,
Mm-hmm.
She will do stupid shit to get praise and recognition.
Yep.
And then there's also Rosa Diaz, who is the, stereotypical badass cop that, like, super mysterious, rides a motorcycle and all that shit. But, the funny thing about her is that, like, it's to the extreme where she actually brings up a couple times that people still think her name is Rosa Diaz, and everyone is like, wait, that's not your name? She had a house that, there's an episode where they go to her house, right? But everyone that lives there says statements that are completely opposite to what she is, implying that she fucking makes up a different personality to hide better.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then there's Detective Hitchcock and Scully, which are your, like, Bulk and Skull. They're the idiots. They are the desk jockeys who are gross and, like, creepy and weird. And
that's funny.
Yeah, and the show. Oh wait, there's also Gina. Can't forget Gina. Gina's a great. I did, and I feel bad because Gina Linetti is a great character. Who basically she is Captain Holt's assistant. She's Captain Holt's assistant, and she does not give a fuck. She marches to the beat of her own drum. She's like. She's the person who's like super enveloped in social media culture and shit like that, but she's not a bitch. She just does not care. But she will. But if you ask her nicely, she will solve your problems.
Like a fucking genie?
Yeah, like in the weirdest way possible. In her
Gina the genie.
Kind of.
Oh my god!
In her weird like state of being, of like not caring and just into some weird shit, she will find a way to solve your problems. Great.
That's great. And,
like, the show revolves, around these detectives and their lives and like how and the daily life at the office. They go out on patrols. Various things happen. Relationships are formed and broken. And what I really like about the show is that the way it handles those relationships is done really well. Because, and I'm going to get a little bit into spoiler territory.
It's a sitcom, who cares?
Okay, Jake and Amy get together, and like, if you watch the show from the beginning, you're like, yeah, they're going to get together. That's going to happen. But it never does, like, it does the, are they into each, is she into him because he's into her? And like
the whole will they, won't they thing?
Yes, but it does it up to the point where they actually do get together in like the second season. And after that, there's never a breakup. There's never a like departure of each other. And like they don't continue the will they won't they, because they did. And now it's like, and then it shows how their relationship functions as they are, cops in the same precinct. They work at the same place. Jake's a fucking mess and Amy's super strict, and like how they play off of each other and work together to work to make the relationship work. And in fact, it's really nice because that's where a lot of Jake's progression comes from. Jake goes from a really good detective who's a man-child to a really good detective who still has man-child tendencies, but still but thinks more responsibly and becomes more cautious with his work.
So he went from Adam Sandler to Andy Samberg.
He went from Adam Sandler to legitimately Andy Samberg, yes.
Okay, perfect.
And it shows kind of like the progression of everyone. Rosa becomes more open with people. Terry, he gets more children. And
Terry Crews just fucks more.
Well, he started with 2 kids, and then he gets a third on the way who's like also growing. And like his characterization becomes, it's a lot of like, I'm getting old. I can't be that, super tough guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Holt becomes a lot more, I guess, emotional and a lot more, not responsive, but a lot more connected with his team. Amy learns to become more fun, and Boyle, he ends up having he ends up adopting a child and getting into a loving relationship, and Gina fucking is having a baby.
Oh,
At the point where I currently am, and like there's clear progression going on with the characters, and that's really nice to see, instead of like, oh, you know, will they, won't they, or that kind of dumb shit, you know?
I guess. Anyway, sounds like a good show. Anything else you want to say about it?
It's really funny, and I'm glad it was picked up by, I think it was either NBC or ABC. I think it might have been ABC.
Okay.
NBC?
NBC. It sounds really good.
It was a Fox show.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think it was CBS.
All right, so moving on. I brought it was funny when we were going over show notes. I was going to talk about The Office, which is my default comfort show, but since Ronny went with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I have been playing the ever-living shit recently out of the new game plus on Batman Arkham Knight. Arkham City is probably Arkham Asylum was one of my favorite games. When I first played Arkham City, I still think to this day Arkham City is my favorite Xbox 360 game. It's really fucking good. And I'm gonna be honest, Arkham Knight is probably the worst of the trilogy. Not counting Arkham Origins, which is, it's a game. Here's the thing. It's not as bad as people say it is, but it's not good. It just didn't add anything new, and the logic of it doesn't make sense, and I got annoyed by some of the twists. But yeah, Arkham Knight is Arkham Knight's fun. It's got the same sort of, Arkham style the same sort of Arkham style combat and stealth. One of my problems with this game though was that I feel my favorite aspect of Asylum and definitely City was the stealth combat and like the what they called it, the Predator missions, when you would sort of like be like swinging around on top, going onto roofs and sort of picking off people one by one. It was so fun to me because all of these guys are like shithead criminals that get spooked super easily by the Batman, to just not even focus on the mission, just go around and do my best to terrify them as much as possible.
But what if car?
Oh my god, the fucking Batmobile. Here's the thing. The Batmobile is fun, but if I wanted to play World of Tanks, I would play World of Tanks. And there is this...
And you shouldn't want to play World of Tanks. Who would play World of Tanks anymore?
So the Batmobile is the shiny new thing. You know how video games all shiny... The sequel is, they introduce a mechanic or a function. Like when Assassin's Creed did it, it was the boats. And now those are in every game now. This is the Batmobile. And look, it's fun. It's a way to get around. But you have to spend so much goddamn time. All of Riddler's missions, except for like the collecting of Riddler trophies, which I will get to because it's just as fucking bad as ever. I lost my train. It's the car missions, and there's a running joke dialogue that actually really annoys me between in the in-game dialogue where people are like, is it a tank or is it a car? Well, who knows? Because it's both. Fucking both. Get over it. But yeah, those are the car missions. The storyline is good. Scarecrow is, basically the Arkham Knight, who I wonder who that could be.
Damn, I'm really wondering who that is.
Jason Todd. Just gonna outright say it because who cares? That was an actual cough. So Jason Todd comes back after being, resurrected because reasons. Comes back for revenge. Instead of being Red Hood, he's the Arkham Knight, and he recruits Scarecrow to help him with his mission. And so basically, Scarecrow is like he gets like an army, and the army invades Gotham. And what I actually like about the setup here is, unlike the other games, when Arkham Asylum was very sort of felt a lot of times very claustrophobic, right? Because the areas were much smaller. And in Arkham City, the games went open world, where you could just sort of swing around, sort of grapple or glide around Gotham City, or Arkham City. In Gotham, they split up the area into 3 islands. Like these 3 islands in Gotham City that are sort of all in like a triangle. And so, at the beginning of the game, you start on the first island, and then eventually you unlock the second, and then the final island. And I think that breaks it up pretty nicely. You don't get lost very much in this game. It definitely has a way of making sure that you always sort of know where you're going. The villains are memorable. The missions are all, fun except for the Batmobile ones. The game does sort of drag a bit in places, and the villains like master plan doesn't make much sense. But it's Batman, so who cares? That just tends to sort of be the coming of events. But there are some really memorable moments. The fight with Professor Pig was really good. A lot of the scenes with Catwoman. There's a really good, interesting side plot with Nightwing and Penguin that takes some interesting twists and turns. Yeah, I just think it's a pretty good game. The one other thing that really annoys is the Riddler missions, because they've been in every game and they're just as bad. I am currently in the process of 100%ing New Game Plus. Fuck Riddler trophies, they take up so much time. Oh my god.
But I like driving the car.
Oh, do you like driving the car?
Yeah, I love driving the car.
Isn't that why you bought this stealth game, this Batman game, to play World of Tanks?
I love World of Tanks, and I wanted it to be Batman.
Exactly. I'm not going to ramble on for much longer because it's, it was a big blockbuster when it came out in the video game scene. But if you want to play a good Batman game, play Arkham Asylum and then play Arkham Knight. But then Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, but then play Arkham Knight because it's actually pretty good. I think that'll do it for us here on this episode of the Geeks by Gaslight podcast. Special thanks to Guthrie Schooner for helping edit the video, and to Jack Wertimer for making the thumbnail.
Please edit out the things I wouldn't want.
Exactly.
People blacking
Guthrie edited out my horribly racist tirade and just left in those little nuggets. So thank you for protecting my career. That's totally not going to end up blackmailing you later. Thanks to our producers and our guests, Ronny and Jré. Ronny, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at RonnyDiaz99, and yeah, that's basically where you can find me most of the time. I'd also like to
keep stalling. I don't remember my Twitter handle.
I'd also like to add one thing as I stall for Jré. When playing The Amazing Spider-Man, I highly recommend you play the Spectacular Spider-Man theme song, because goddamn, it's an experience.
Wait, you played The Amazing Spider-Man?
That song,
no, I'm playing. So while playing the Spider-Man game, play the theme song.
You said The Amazing Spider-Man. So that was a game, the tie-in for The Amazing Spider-Man, not the tie-in for the Spider-Man game, which is just called Spider-Man the Game.
Oh, you mean the comic? No, you mean the comic that's been running since the 60s, or the 2 movies,
play
or the one
theme song
television
of the
show?
Spectacular Spider-Man while playing the Spider-Man PS4 game. Thank you.
Jré, where can people find you?
People can find me at https twitter.com/Jré best. Spelled how it is in the description.
Exactly. Don't add him. He will get very mad.
You can contact me also on my Discord and at my Tumblr, which I am not pulling up the tag for because I don't remember it. Carroll will put that shit in the description, or I'm leaving the podcast.
God damn it! You forced my hand. I have to plug your. You can follow me on Twitter at @thecarrollishi. Join our Discord. Talk to you later. Bye bye.